It's 90 days now to the next ultramarathon I will try to do, which is something different from what I've done most of the time before, because usually I've done shorter ultramarathons, although short to me means usually the 100-kilometer distance. Only once before, that was the beginning of my running, did I do a 100-miler. I did finish it if in 40 hours, I think it was. And I have sort of kept up my running, doing some marathons or ultras, now that I have become a father of by now 2 kids. But of course, this looks quite a bit different from how it looks if you follow your usual running influencer. They will show you how hard they are training and how much effort they put into it. Or sometimes they show you that they will run through any illnesses, injuries, and that sort of thing. And they will tell you that you just have to have the grit. If you are really unlucky, you follow somebody who tells you that they ran a marathon without any training. And saying that puts me into a really tough spot because, well, it's hardly my first rodeo. I have recently hung up the medals I have from the marathons and ultras I've done before. And as you can tell, I have quite a bit of experience. I am very, very active in my daily life, and that does help a lot. 10K is a rather slow, 10K steps is a rather slow day for me. But yeah, it's 90 days to go now, and I have not been doing too well in my training. I will show you what I'm doing in my everyday life and as training. I am relatively fit, but 100 miles and in the mountains while I train in very flat land is going to be a challenge. Middle of June, in basically a month, I will try a 10K here, the local 10K run on the road we have. Then, actually, in the middle of July, we are going to China, if that still works out. The way things are going, I'm not so sure we can get on a flight and we can get back. And it's going to be very interesting with the ultramarathon because I come back, I have 2 days here, and then I need to go out to the start to get my bib and to run. So I'm coming back jet-lagged, but then I have a start at 6 p.m. for a 100-mile ultramarathon. Let's see if I remain healthy enough, if I can keep up some training while on family China trip for the kids and my wife to see family in China, to have some China experience. That is what actual life as a father, as an adult, as somebody who has a job and who is not just a professional influencer is like. Why am I even talking about this when this is probably not going to be a video being watched by more than 2 people, and those maybe will comment that this is worthless for them? Well, because I want to show you a bit of a background of what life is like for a normal person and what perspective I am speaking from, because I think this is necessary. We see so many people with bigger and bigger followings who will do crazy SHIT as I do it, but from a basis of pure craziness and not much sense. I definitely do not want to die during an ultramarathon. I will not run through injuries. I hope I can manage. I have quite enough grit usually for it. I will cut it short to the limit that I get, to the time limit. Let's see if I can even manage the ascents and descents. I do want to make it, but my main goal during the last decade of ultramarathons has always been to finish and then be able to still get up and go back to a railway station and go back home to my family, to my wife for most of the time, since 4 years now, to a child also, and since 2 years to 2 children. That's really important for me. So I do this to become my personal best and not for achieving a personal best. Although, yes, last year's marathon, the Budapest Marathon, in Budapest obviously, a road marathon, I finally beat the 3 hours 30 minutes in the normal road marathon, and I am very happy I managed to achieve that. I worked towards it quite a bit and really wanted to beat that. I have turned 48 now, and I'm still getting faster. This is not going to last for very long, but I certainly do want to push myself. But because it helps me pay attention to my fitness, to my health. And that's why I have not been doing enough training recently, actually, because I'm trying to get a bit more sleep, although now it's past 10 p.m. because I just came back from a day of work and then some appointment and then the opening party for the Arcturix brand store, flagship store in Vienna, which had way too many people for me, so I left pretty soon. But after talking to some people I really wanted to talk to, so I can do some more videos on that, hopefully. And I want to talk about fitness and health, but from the perspective of somebody who is trying that for his personal best, to be his personal best for the family, because that is really what it's all about. All the talk about gears, reviews, everything is about being a good person, living a decent life. And you live a decent life for yourself and to be of service to family, friends, to the world ultimately. That's also why I want to talk about all of this as part of my drive to promote microexploration, because your life is a journey of discovery, and if you live it well, and if you want to live it well, you live it as a journey of discovery in which you do training so that you can achieve things physically, hopefully also psychologically, and you learn stuff so that you can do more, and then you do more and learn more from it. That's, in my mind, what it is about. Whether you try that or you do that for physical things, for outdoors pursuits, or as prepping, or as, I don't know, being strong and not so good at endurance, or looking at what effect menswear of certain kinds has on you, you can choose what is important to you. For me, it's fitness and health, it's menswear, it's gear that connects us and makes it possible to do more of those things, and it's the whole philosophy of microexploration. So herewith, I start this series of, well, get ready for me for my ultramarathon. Oh, and actually some 50 days afterwards I will do a marathon again, a road marathon, the Wörthersee Marathon around the Wörthersee Lake in Carinthia. That's already when I've started working again, since as a teacher I start with the school year and I have some time of active teaching during the summer. That's how China works out in the summer in July. And I do wonder, I think I want to try to be faster than before during that road marathon. But of course, 50 days after 100 miler, I don't know if it's going to work. I will try. You can join me and get a lot more discussions, hopefully. I also challenge myself to do that on the way there. So see you in the next video.